Welcome to the official White House tour. I'm Ben, your official White House tour guide. Please, no eating, drinking, or flash photography. Follow me now as we walk through history.
Oh, he's good.
Sure, for a tour guide.
In this gallery, you'll see some of our guests over the years. Of particular note is this portrait of brutal dictator Jose Barreda of San Ontraparte, done in crayon and ketchup by the 45th President of the United States.
So lifelike.
This is already better than the Air and Space Museum.
Now, if you'll follow me, our next stop is Dolly Madison's bathroom. It's not a lavatory, but the story behind that name is one for the history book.
Those Madisons never could hold it.
It's the president!
I didn't vote for him.
Nobody did.
President Phillips, what are you doing on the tour? Not that we're not thrilled.
Think of me as a secret shopper, Ben. Here to test your obscure White House trivia.
My horoscope was right. This is my time to shine.
Tell me about these. They're not original to the building, are they?
You have a keen eye, Mr. President. These faux columns, decorated in the classic Ionic style seen throughout the White House, were added in the mid-20th century to cover exposed pipes.
Huh. Pipes. Or pneumatic tubes.
You really know your White House facts, Mr. President. The tubes were installed by President James Garfield so that sides of beef could be delivered to him on demand. But they've gone unused since...
Since about a second ago. Where did these tubes go?
I don't know. They don't allow tour guides beyond the Nancy Reagan Shuttlecock Lounge, which is also not what it sounds like. One night, Frank Sinatra and Mikhail Gorbachev...
You got keys?
Yes.
We're gonna follow that sound.
It just went through the Adams Solarium, the Van Buren Big Game Room, the William Henry Harrison Coat Room,
It's moving downstairs.
the Kennedy Drowning Pool, the Eisenhower Bunker, the Carter Strategic Peanut Reserve.
Bottom floor. All the tubes run behind this door. What's in there?
I don't know. We're way off the tour map.
I've got it from here. You were very helpful. Thank you, Ben.
I don't suppose you could leave me a review on Yelp.
Go.
I bet he doesn't tip either.
Open up, OG. I know it's you in there. I am the President of the United States, and I order you to open this door!
This is an unlisted door. Please stop banging. Oh, Mr. President.
I want to see what's back there.
Okay.
My God. There's tubes everywhere. Are all of these linked to rooms in the White House?
Oh no, these tubes go all over.
The country?
The world.
Why?
For, I never really asked. The tubes come in, I open them up, feed the paper into the computer.
And you don't ask why?
In this economy?
Where's OG?
Who?
Your boss, the man behind the curtain.
Oh, Mr. Orville?
Orville? That's no. Actually, that sounds just about right.
He's not in right now. Can I take a message for you?
Rejected.
Mission rejected. The story of the world's most secret agents. The backups. Tonight's episode, Plight at the Museum.
Excuse me? I think there's been a terrible mistake. Is this 1375 Wilshire?
The moon goddess makes no mistakes, my sister of the universe. You're exactly where she's willed you. Welcome to the Polyphony and Synthesis Modern Dance Troupe.
So, 1375 Wilshire?
That's where the bank sends our past due notices. So it must be so.
I'm going to kill him. I know I've said it before, but I've never felt it like this.
Could I interest you in a program?
That would be a historic feat of salesmanship. I just need to find... Crap, where's that ticket he left me? Seat L7.
Follow me. And just so you know, L7 is obstructed view.
Thank the moon goddess.
Here you go. L7. Now, settle in for our 4-hour retrospective entitled the anarcho-communist communion of belonging. Or, it's a mad, bad, sad, fad world.
Dead Skip walking.
Oh, Mackenzie!
Thank the spirit of Alvin Eiley you're here.
Guys, did Skip leave you tickets to this too? I found mine tucked into my phone case this morning.
Ours were slipped into the dust jacket of the autobiography I'm reading. I'm Not Isla Fisher by Amy Adams.
Excellent, you made it.
Skip!
Ah, finally!
Excellence and this place are two fundamentally opposed concepts.
Skip, what is all this?
The briefing for our next assignment.
Here, in the cheap seats at the Bullshite Ballet.
Movement 1. The miasma meanders mellifluously.
Oh, good grief. The third dancer in the back. She might recognize me. I think we both auditioned for the musical version of Johnny Mnemonic. Johnny Harmonic.
Shh!
Go meander mellifluously.
This theater happens to be the most efficient starting point for this incredibly time-sensitive assignment. McGrath, please hang the portable screen on your seat back. Thank you.
We never should have bought you the portable slide projector.
Shh! Sorry! Please resume your appreciation of the fluidity of the human form.
This man is known to the world only as the Antiquarian.
I'm looking at a blank slide.
Is it in backwards?
Great question.
No, that's the idea. No one has ever seen the Antiquarian.
Oh, Skip. Please leave the questionable metaphorical representations to the dance troupe.
Lift me, eagle of the karmic chakras. Give me wings to soar beyond impurity.
Actually, don't leave it to them either.
The Antiquarian, mysterious though he may be, is easily the most renowned collector of spycraft memorabilia on Earth.
Oh.
His artifacts span the centuries, going back as far as this hollowed rock said to have inspired the Trojan horse. That collection is now on loan to the International Espionage Museum.
That's here in Washington, D.C., 3 blocks from this theater.
Tonight is the exhibit's opening gala. Both the museum and the Antiquarian himself have been publicizing the event via social media, but earlier today, the Antiquarian's TikTok...
The Antiquarian's TikTok. Isn't that a Dan Brown novel?
No, you're thinking of the Antiquated Trireme, 38th in his series of Robert Langdon Dirk Pitt crossovers.
I guarantee you I'm not.
Earlier today on TikTok, the Antiquarian made this announcement.
I hope lovers of historical espionage enjoy my collection as much as I, for not only will it astound and inspire your interest in secretive politics and warfare, it may also offer clues to a mystery 23 years in the making. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh, a mystery 23 years in the making. What an oddly specific reference.
Starting to sound even more like a Dan Brown novel.
I hate when my snark proves prescient.
This man is Ernst Florian.
Skip, this briefing will be easier to follow if you at least attempt segues.
In the early 2000s, Florian was a Russian diplomat assigned to the United Nations. Around about the same time, a series of political murders were carried out by a mysterious assassin known as the Empty Hand.
Bo's right. Please Google Segway.
This will all come together in a moment, I promise. Just
even more like a Dan Brown novel.
Honey, please. Those things never come together.
The Empty Hands killings terrorized the Western political world until November 29th, 2001, when they simply stopped. No other killings matching his MO were ever reported. The KGB suddenly ceased referring to him in communications, and the mystery of the Empty Hands' actual identity was never solved.
Hold on. November 29th, 2001.
You're almost there, Dan Brown.
23 years ago, almost to the day.
Exactly. Ever since the Antiquarian's cryptic TikTok, the intelligence world has lit up in conjecture that part of his collection might reveal the Empty Hands' identity.
But what does this have to do with that Ernst Florian guy?
Or the EMF?
And why are the dancers now wearing Ted Cruz masks?
I can answer the first 2 questions, and I pray I never learn the answer to the third.
Holy black highlighter!
Now that is a redacted case file.
I haven't seen that much unnecessary black since they screened Tropic Thunder at the Angelica.
This file comes from the cold case records of the EMF. Its date, November 30th, 2001. What little remains unredacted shows that a recently appointed Section Chief Zelda Anders and a young field agent named Chet Phillips suspected Florian to be the Empty Hand but could never prove it. If the Antiquarian's exhibit includes clues to the Empty Hand's identity, then tonight we can close the case that Chet and Zelda never could.
Skip, hold on. Did Zelda assign us this mission?
Section Chief Anders is knee-deep in a congressional handshake tour ahead of her Secretary of Defense confirmation hearings. I've had no chance to discuss the matter with her as of yet.
Translation: you think this will prove you're worthy of Zelda's title once she gets promoted.
And don't want to risk her saying no to this little outing,
Historically, it has always been easier to obtain forgiveness than permission. Especially when you're asking forgiveness for proving the identity of a notorious assassin.
But if Chet and Zelda couldn't collar Florian, how can we do it tonight?
Thanks to Edna.
Aww. Hey, look at this woman. That's what I thought.
What a sweet old lady.
She looks like a lace doily and a tin of butter cookies became sentient.
Ernst Florian passed away several years ago, but Edna Florian, his widow, resides in an assisted living facility in Washington, D.C.
Which is just as far from this theater as the museum. Is it?
Edna remains healthy and boasts a crackerjack memory. If tonight's exhibit includes evidence that exposes her late husband, it could lead any number of vengeful bad actors right to her doorstep.
Speaking of preventing undesirable exposures, can we do anything about the third dancer from the left?
It's in Edna's best interests, as well as ours, that we find any evidence linking her husband to the Empty Hands murders first. Bowden, posing as an orderly, you'll infiltrate the assisted care facility, find Edna, and convince her to help us.
A challenge! I've never played an orderly, though between spots on ER, Chicago Med, House, New Amsterdam, and Grays, I've played at least 200 medical professionals.
Once we've acquired Edna, the 5 of us will infiltrate the exhibit and find the mystery evidence.
That's it? No convoluted cover identities or questionable means of escape?
I could get used to this.
Any questions?
Just one. This mission takes place entirely within the confines of downtown Washington, D.C.?
Yes!
Not driving!
Oh, not! Oh, darn it!
Scrubs, check. Name tag, check. Official looking clipboard, check. Now, tilt your head down, your eyes up for the full early ER Clooney effect, and action. Good evening, miss. I'm looking for...
Are you having a stroke?
No. I assure you my blood vessels are intact.
Then why's your head tilted like that? Who do you think you are, early ER Clooney?
No, of course not. That would be, no.
So, are you the new orderly guy or the new bedpan delivery guy?
I've never been more delighted to say the former. Here are my credentials, certifications, and...
That's fantastic. Well, you look sturdy. You might last the week.
The week? Ma'am, I'm a professional.
Oh, sure. But you haven't met Edna.
So, room number 6.
Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. But take these. You may need them. Later, new meat.
Hello? Ms. Florian? Edna? Are you... Where are the room lights? Ah, okay, here...
Secret is that you?
What in the dang Judy Dench?
Get over here, clippity-clop, 5 minutes to gate.
Is that a saddle? Oh! How could I have noticed the taser when you were coming at me with a saddle?
On all fours, meal ticket, I'm riding you to victory.
Stop it! No, wait, those are real spurs! Lady, I'm not a horse!
Not with that attitude, you're not. Now ride. It's Derby Day. Oh, the sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home.
Skip? Did you give Bowden a particular sign to indicate that he'd located Edna?
Oh, no, but I should have. With so much at stake, my planning skills are at 6s and 7s right now.
They may be at 6s and 7s, but Bo has opted for all 4s.
Come on, Secretary. Pace yourself to the last furlong.
Drive, I got her!
Who's got who now?
Just close the door and drive!
Driving duty doesn't seem so bad now.
Watch out, you're both in my lap.
I can taste victory, girl.
What is he doing with his hands?
2 words. First word.
Charades?
At a time like this?
You can't talk. Can you think of a better time? 2 words. Left. Second word. Pocket.
Look at his left pocket.
A bottle of closet. 30 milligrams.
That's an anti-hallucinatory. She must not be on her meds.
Who needs meds when you're running for the roses?
You! Here, Miss Florian, please, swallow these down. Get in the gullet. Go.
Oh, That wasn't charades. I was pointing to my left pocket.
Oh, well, that would make more sense.
Oh my. Wait, who are you people? Stranger danger, where's my life alert?
Miss Florian, I'm sorry for the subterfuge, but if you let me explain, you'll see that we're here to protect your safety.
Assuming that was the last of the tasers and the craziness.
Skip, seriously, if this woman thinks she's a jockey and Bo's a horse, does that undercut the whole getting her help plan?
Sorry, Missy, what was that?
Wow, there's nothing wrong with your hearing.
But there seems to be an issue with your ability to answer a question.
We had heard that you still had command of your faculties. A bit difficult to believe with you thinking our associate in Scrubs was a thoroughbred.
Not just any thoroughbred.
True, she didn't think me any less than Secretariat.
Who won 16 of 21 career races with 3 seconds and 1/3 for a total career earnings of $1,316,808.
Wow. I will have to take your word on that.
Take it to the bank. I'm better than Wikipedia and don't ask you for money every December. So you think you and I are in the same sort of danger?
I do. And it all has to do with
Ernst, I'd wager. Causing me trouble even when he's dead. Whatever it is, I'll help. Now drive faster. I'm not Miss Daisy.
You heard the woman, Skip. Floor it!
All right, here we go! Sorry. Well, to the extent one can floor it in Washington, D.C., Great Caesar's Scoast, the traffic circles.
Skip, slow down.
No can do, Gloria. All the traffic circles put us behind.
Yes, will do, dude. G and I are in heels, and our special guest remembers the Nixon administration.
Oh, don't mind me. I jazzercise twice a week and sweat to the oldies on Sunday.
We're almost there.
Skip, what's wrong?
I haven't seen you this confused since McGrath tried to explain gorillas to you.
Are they a band or a cartoon? I don't know.
They're both. Let's not get into this again. What's the problem?
Well, this is it.
This is what?
The museum, right here. This is the address. But there's no sign, no advertising, not even a door, and most curious of all,
no line.
I thought this was supposed to be the event of the season for intelligence fanboys and those seeking revenge against international assassins.
That's probably a Venn diagram with a lot of overlap.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Secrets, the secrets of secrecy at the International Espionage Museum.
That's some secrecy.
Tickets, my dudes?
Yes, heart rate coming down. Here you are, my good man.
Hey, your outfit. You're dressed as James Coburn in Our Man Flint. Released in 1966 as an American response to the James Bond craze.
Well spotted, my love.
Really, G?
Hey, you marry an actor and you see what it does to your brain.
Is there a problem?
Nah, it's just that your tickets are counterfeit.
Oh, that's fine. For a moment, I thought you were going to say... Wait, counterfeit?
Yep, no hologram on the printing.
Skip, what in the StubHub happened?
I had Wiles do the best she could on short notice in the EMF print lab. We didn't know about the hologram.
Let's just move along. Nothing to see here. Well, there is stuff to see, but, not for you.
Oh.
It's okay, Charlie. You're a good grandson. You tried.
Oh, got it. It's yes and time. But Grandma, this was your big wish. The whole reason we came to D.C., so you could see the International Espionage Museum.
Don't cry for me. In a lifetime of disappointments, what's one more at the very, very end? I'll just return to the state home and let the consumption take me.
Oh, dude, minimum wage isn't enough to put up with this. Fine, just give me a minute.
Edna, you're good.
I was Ernst Florian's wife. I better have been.
Right in here, folks. Don't forget to tip your... Oh, the hell with it. Nobody ever tips.
Well, if this is the entire crowd...
You mean the 5 of us?
This mission might not be as difficult as I fear.
Yeah, but it will be a lot easier to search the exhibits if we can actually get inside this building.
A move to the center of the room, everyone, please.
Well, now I'm getting Haunted Mansion vibes.
Just without the art or music or mood.
Dudes, I'm telling you, Minimum wage. My boss spends everything on dramatic lighting.
I am the antiquarian, and welcome to my exhibit. Since the dawn of time, enemies have sought to increase their advantage in combat by means of subterfuge. Those means of subterfuge have taken many forms. Secret codes.
Calm down, Skip.
Get in your pants.
Disguise.
If there's a snap face in this exhibit, I'm suing.
For infringement on the device you were arrested for misusing?
This is America. Sue first, ask questions later.
Secret entrance.
Well, you won't feel lonely after all.
Move into the exhibit space, please.
Carlton, was it? What would tonight's head count be, my $17.50 an hour earning friend?
$324, paid in advance. It's our biggest night since we had Denise Richards signing copies of an introduction to nuclear physics.
Where should we start? The Hall of Intelligence Failures?
Yeah, it's next to the Hall of Deception, right near J. Edgar Hoover's personal bustier.
Skip, I recognize over half of these faces from the EMF surveillance files.
Seriously, I haven't seen this many baddies in one place since we rescued the current president from the Admiral's yacht.
Everyone take a few deep breaths. It's entirely possible all of these people are simply here for the unique nature of the exhibit itself, and not because of...
anything now, Bryce. The Empty Hand was famous for improvising weapons on the spot.
I know that, Kyle. You don't have to talk down to me. Dr. Middleditch warned us about this.
Don't bring our therapist into this. I'm just reiterating the mission, all right?
Guys, it's Kyle and Bryce, the mercenaries from the Amazon. Do you hear what they're saying?
Yes, it's so great they're going to couples counseling. Oh.
They're also looking for the exhibit that identifies the Empty Hand.
Oh,
So we potentially have over 300 spies, mercenaries, and agents of ill intent here. And we have to find the Empty Hands exhibit before any of them.
It feels like we've beaten longer odds. Though in the moment, I can't specifically recall when.
We don't have a choice. Everybody fan out and start looking. Anything that might be relevant to the Empty Hand, get Edna's eyes on it ASAP.
Oh, a lipstick case camera. An oldie, but a classic.
That might be the first such device ever put into rotation. The Russians toyed with them as early as the 50s. Edna?
No, that's not Ernst's. He preferred winter shades.
Sweet. A directional rifle microphone. A fake tree stump / listening device. An actual shoe phone. Maxwell Smart for the win. Edna, anything ring a bell?
Ernst was never one for prep work. He spotted his target, moved in, improvised, and called it a day. It worked fine for killing people, but eventually I just stopped sending him to the grocery store.
Ooh, this is a, what am I looking at?
This is a robotic python fitted with a surveillance camera and long-range microphone. And I want it for Christmas.
It's like a transformer, but somehow not as convincing and yet also way cooler.
Skip, What the hell is this, a knockoff Lego Anaconda?
He's my robot python, and I love him, so shut up.
I'm taking Edna into the next exhibit hall, through the door.
The one between Robert Hanson's Stairmaster and the U2 album signed by Francis Gary Powers? Okay, but be careful. There are a few bad actors over there who might...
Excuse me, you look familiar.
Who? Us?
No, sir. We just have one of those faces.
Twos of the faces.
Two. Yes, twos of the faces.
Perhaps. Normally my partner and I are always running into people from his past, but have you ever been to the Amazon?
Me? To the Amazon? Only to watch Good Omens. Well, until recently.
Oi, Bryce, look at this robotic python. It's like a transformer, but somehow not as convincing, and yet also way cooler.
I'm coming, Kyle. Calm your bizarre pop culture comparisons. I'll see you two around.
Bowden, I think we're going to all head into the next exhibit.
The Hall of Intelligence Failures.
Unlikely to hold the key to the Empty Hand's identity.
You never know. My late husband had his share of debacles.
I thought he was a consummate professional.
Oh, his murdering was spot on. But you should have seen our rose bushes. What a disgrace.
Well, let's fan out. Skip? Skip, are you okay?
We stand surrounded by the consequences of history's most dire intelligence analysis fiascos.
The diving suit of the naval technician who failed to fix Pearl Harbor's submarine netting.
Yep.
A disregarded report predicting the collapse of the Soviet Union.
That's the one.
The Snyder Cut. Just kidding. It's nuclear codes or something.
These are reminders of what happens when people like us don't live up to their responsibilities.
Then allow me to congratulate you on warranting enshrinement in this very exhibit.
Bryce or Kyle!
A rude young man either way.
All right, put a sock in it, lady. I knew it was you lot. A bloke has a hard time forgetting the people who blew up an entire Amazonian dam on him.
Oh.
Are we going to let a little thing like that get between old pals?
Of course not. We're going to let this Glock 9 do that.
Kyle, I don't know if you've read the back of your ticket, but by waving that weapon in our faces, you are in direct violation of the terms and conditions of your timed museum entry.
This museum is full of people trying to solve the mystery of the century. And whoever does so can make millions selling that killer's identity to the highest vengeance-minded bidder. So stuff your terms and conditions.
Yep, that tracks. Dr. Middleditch told me all about your trust issues.
Oh, I know that quack doesn't know me.
Gloria, he's distracted.
Oh, right. I came up. Ha!
Excellent cross-body technique, young lady.
Aw, thanks, Edna.
McGrath, how did you know that would work?
The only thing that annoys a toxic asshat more than going to therapy is someone knowing that he goes to therapy.
If we want to keep from getting kicked out of here ourselves, we have to hide him.
Fortunately, Kyle looks to be the same size as a certain naval engineer's World War II dive suit. McGrath, get his feet.
Getting unconscious people into weird costumes was way more fun in college.
Get in there.
Okay, Kyle's secure in the dive suit, and at least 10 pounds heavier than he looks.
Typical mercenary crap. Probably has at least 5 guns we didn't know about hidden on his person.
Overcompensation to the nth degree.
You'll know it, sister.
Okay, we've been over everything in the Hall of Intelligence Failures, from Benedict Arnold's coded communications to Aldrich Ames's tickets to Madame Suzatska. None of it is related to the empty hand.
Skip, I know you want to be thorough, but if we're trying to find evidence linked to an assassin from the late 1990s, we can probably skip the Revolutionary War stuff.
We still seem to be ahead of the rest of the crowd, though.
True. Nobody has passed on to the next section of the exhibit, which is right through here.
Not so fast, intrepid exhibit explorers.
Oh, man. Things go right to hell anytime anyone calls me intrepid.
They do?
It all dates back to a disastrous school field trip to New York.
You've already learned a fair amount about espionage over the centuries, but those exhibits are just the tip of the iceberg. The real treasures lie beyond.
What?
Oh!
This exact replica of the laser maze protecting the CIA mainframe at their Langley HQ.
Ooh!
Holy Brian De Palma!
To punch your ticket to the rest of the exhibit, you have to find a way through.
Hold on. Is there really a laser maze at CIA headquarters?
How should I know? Want me to call Pat?
It sounds like there are 2 ways past this obstacle. Either disable the maze or find a way through it.
Through that? Please, you'd have to be a circus acrobat to...
Look, the next part of the exhibit is blocked by a laser maze. That must mean the evidence is up ahead.
Lao Shay, get through this maze.
Okay, what are you both looking at me for? Did you think to bring a circus acrobat on this mission? No.
Oh no, he tripped a laser.
So? Isn't it just a maze?
Now that's a taser. I gotta get me one of those.
There's gotta be another way around this maze.
Skip, what do you think? Should we try and find another way too?
No, it feels like a trick. I think the fastest way to the final part of this exhibit is through this maze.
Skip, you're not.
Slow and steady wins the race, old chum.
Skip, be careful!
I'll be fine. Ever since the Olympics, I've gotten into yoga to bring my muscles back into equilibrium.
Skip, you downloaded one YouTube video.
Yeah, you have to start somewhere.
It's for grades K through 2. Elma taught you mountain pose.
I need to try.
You don't! You need to think. What did the antiquarian say? About tickets.
Your tickets got you in the door.
But we'll have to work hard for them to land the prize, I think.
That is way too tortured a sentence not to mean something.
And we're back to Dan Brown.
I think you're onto something, young lady, but I don't know what.
Well, maybe there's some sort of code on the ticket that lets us disable the maze.
Or a clue on the ticket as to the path through.
Hold on, look, in the wall, a control panel.
But it's sealed shut.
Hey guys, I'm kind of stuck in this position. I didn't get this far into my video.
You downloaded an Elmo-themed yoga video and didn't even finish it?
There were chapters.
Hold on, there's a portion of the control panel that's not sealed shut. Right here, a little slot.
It looks to be ticket-shaped.
Here, let me slide my ticket in. The antiquarian thought he could escape room puzzle us into quitting. He's got another thing. And my ticket burned up.
Legs! Spasming!
Skip, don't talk, it makes you wobble.
I don't know why the ticket didn't work. The slot is the exact right size.
But remember what that kind, manipulatable stoner at the door said. Our tickets are counterfeit.
She's right.
But where can we get it? Ooh, wait. Hey, Kyle, don't try to talk too much around the duct tape. I just have to reach down into your pockets. Oh, man, you're sweaty. Didn't your time in the Amazon acclimate you to this sort of thing?
Mackenzie, hurry!
Got it. Later, dude. Don't skip on the details when you describe this to Dr. Middleditch.
Skip, lean back. You're teetering near that laser. No, not that far. You're near the other laser.
How could you fail me, Elmo?
Hopefully, mercenary sweat doesn't negate holograms. Right, in it goes.
It worked!
Ow! I landed on Laoche's keys. Through this door.
Is this the final room?
Congratulations! You have reached the final room of the exhibit.
He's nothing if not a legitimately helpful modulated voice.
The artifacts you've encountered this far are impressive, but mainstream.
A robot python is mainstream?
It's finally happened. A hipster supervillain.
In here you'll find the more obscure treasures of my trove, including the one that drew many of you here tonight.
Well, we are the first in here. Let's try to take advantage of that.
Hey, the maze is down. We can get into the final room.
Okay, from now on, if there's something we don't want to happen, we don't say it out loud.
I'm sorry.
So many items.
Out of my way.
It's gotta be in here somewhere.
Kyle, are you in here? Oh, this is absolutely like him. It is absolutely coming up in counseling.
Okay, this is it. Whatever the item is, we've got to find it first.
Oh, a knit throw in which French resistance agents sewed coded maps of German troop movements. Interesting. No, but too old.
Hey, this is the poison umbrella gun that killed Georgy Markov. Maybe this is it?
Georgy Markov died in 1977. How old do you think I am?
Post-Golden Girls, but pre-Cocoon?
Hold on. What's that? In the corner.
It's a bathroom vanity set?
But with no placard or sign.
Look at the toothbrush.
Where?
Oh.
It's right behind the hairbrush. The tip looks like it's been filed down to a sharp point.
The empty hand was known for improvising murder weapons from everyday items.
Wait, we're overcomplicating it as usual. The toothbrush is behind a hairbrush. If both belong to the empty hand...
A strand of hair on that brush would contain the empty hand's DNA! I said that way too loud, didn't I?
Everyone back up.
Oh.
My partner and I stand to make a cool $10 million off the empty hand's identity, and we're not going to let anyone stop us from taking this hairbrush.
Any one of us? No.
But how about all of us?
There's a John Wick amount of guns in this room right now.
Maybe we can use it as a distraction?
Nah, that's not a distraction. This is a distraction.
Snake! That's the biggest python I've ever seen.
McGrath, is that the robot python from the exhibit?
His name is Snakey McLongsnake, and he's family now.
Oh my god!
Oh god, he's coming for us.
Mackenzie, how did you hack the robot snake so fast?
Are you kidding? He's from the 90s. His root password is password.
God, the humanity.
Skip, this is your chance.
Oh, right! Got it! Ah!
He's stealing the hairbrush.
Run, Skip!
You can make it!
Skip, go!
I got it!
No, he can't. Akiba!
Holy crap, Edna, why did you lay out Skip?
There are my keys.
Oh my god, isn't it obvious? Ernst Florian wasn't the empty hand. Edna was.
Too smart for your own good, Missy. Now you have to...
It's a go. Take her down.
What?
What?
No.
You heard him.
goodness.
Everyone kiss the floor. You're under arrest.
Wait, not us. We're on your side.
Right, we're the good guys.
Usually.
Now is not the time to get philosophical, Bo. Good guys here, all the way.
They're right.
They work for me.
Section Chief Anders.
Ernst Florian was a KGB handler, the most brutal one in their ranks. When a young farm girl from rural Moldova scored off the charts on their aptitude tests...
A young horse farm girl, yes?
Indeed. Ernst was assigned to her. Their cover as a diplomat and wife was nigh perfect. For years he told her who to kill, and she obeyed.
Amazing. That woman's been through so much, but she's kept her love of horses.
It must be a regressive behavior, a much-needed reminder of her innocent youth.
Wait, was she humming My Old Kentucky Home?
All night.
That was her trigger cue as an assassin.
So, we were inches from death all evening?
And people say museums are boring.
Wow.
Chet encountered the Florians and figured out their secret while he was infiltrating Christados O'Brien's criminal empire. But Edna was sharp and realized we were on to her. Ernst pushed her to take their next assignment anyway, and one sharpened toothbrush later, he was gone. The empty hand ceased to operate. Our case went cold. But I'd always dreamed of closing it. With my confirmation hearing for Secretary of Defense coming up, I figured this was my last, best chance.
So you cooked up a honeypot sting operation to draw the empty hand out into the open.
Plus about 300 wanted mercenaries are now in custody. The Antiquarian is a longtime CIA cover identity that I borrowed, shall we say, along with some artifacts from their archives. The plan was going swimmingly until I arrived at Edna's care facility to drop off her free ticket, only to learn she had already left the premises with a, how did the orderly phrase it, a discount Doug Ross in a clown car of chaos.
So if your plan leveraged CIA assets, does Pat?
Easier to get forgiveness than permission. Right, Skip?
Section Chief, I'm sorry. I should have reached out to you before launching an operation of this ilk without knowing the full story.
I get it, Skip. Things are going to change around here, and you wanted to prove yourself. And honestly, I was impressed you figured out the museum's existing laser maze. I thought that by raising the power to taser level, I'd catch more than just one Chinese acrobat. But it all worked out. And Skip?
Yes, Section Chief?
No matter my job title, you can, in fact should, always feel like you can ask me anything. And that goes for all of you.
Aw, thanks, Z. I'll start then. Can I keep Sneaky McSneakerson?
Absolutely not.
Worth a try.
Mission Projected was created and produced by Pete Barry, J. Michael DeAngelis, and John Dowgin. Associate producer Paige Klaniecki. This episode was written by John Dowgin and directed by J. Michael DeAngelis. It starred Chris Klaniecki as Skip Granger, Nazli Sarpkaya as Mackenzie McGrath, Dave Stanger as Bowden Montcrief, Paige Klaniecki as Gloria Kovack, Faith Dowgin as Section Chief Zelda Anders, with Kirk Plight as Chet Phillips and Katerina McGrath as the mission voice. Also starring Ashley Banks as Athena O'Brien, Jill Ivey as Midge and Stella, and Bob Killion as Carlton the Attendant. Guest starring Ben Iffring as White House Tour Guide, Rebecca Serfass as Tourist 1, Dave Serfass as Tourist 2, Remy Stevens as Dancer, Roberta Steve as Edna, Pete Barry as Kyle, J. Michael DeAngelis as Bryce, Tage Das as Museum Goon, and John Dowgin as Museum Thug and Dr. Middleditch. As we head into the gift-giving season, I'm compelled to remind you about our merch shop on TeePublic. Imagine surprising your loved ones with their very own Ocean Bureau tote bag, acquaintance's phone case, EMF logo hat, coffee skip mug, or an extra soft Gloria Kovack PI premium t-shirt. Yes, your kids will love that. Visit missionprojected.com and click Store to shop now. This has been a Portrait production, copyright 2024, Extraordinary Missions Limited.
Und Bryce, how did Kyle's abandonment in the middle of the museum feel?
It brought him a lot of long-buried feelings about my parents' divorce.
Good. And Kyle, how does that make you feel? Oh, I'm sorry. Bryce, would you?
I said I'm not answering any questions until someone gets me out of this diving suit, and I meant it!
Another quality podcast from the Porch Room.